Hey guys, as I mentioned in my last video and the video before, my orange Fiat 126P has been in Poland for the last few weeks because I wanted to have a few repairs done. Repairs that weren't basically necessary, but still a few things that I wanted to have done. So just to quickly summarize what's been happening over the last few weeks. So first of all, I had the complete electric system checked. Then I had the original engine mounted back into the car, and finally I had the gearbox checked thoroughly. Unfortunately, most of the work that's been done is invisible, so I will only be able to talk about it without being able to show you very much of it. However, before starting with, I guess, today's video, let me show you a short video clip of how the car arrived this morning. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. It's still pretty dark, so I hope that you can see me. And well, it's usual in late October that it's dark in the mornings. Luckily, it's not very cold. Anyway, the car is supposed to arrive in the next few minutes, so I'm pretty nervous about that because it's been 2 months since the car went away to Poland for those repairs. And as I suspected in the last video, the travel restrictions have gotten worse. So basically today, Friday, is the last possible day to come into Austria without having any travel restrictions, because starting from tomorrow, Saturday, everyone coming from Germany to Austria needs to have either a negative COVID test or go into quarantine for 2 weeks. So both options would have been pretty bad for me and would have meant that I would have to postpone the transport of the car for at least a few weeks. So I'm really glad that this worked out as well as it did. And as I said, in the next few minutes the car should arrive. I will be recording the arrival of the car as well as going off the car with the car, obviously. And then we'll continue with the regular video, so stay tuned and enjoy it. So unfortunately there's been somewhat of a massive delay. However, this was somewhat expected because tomorrow the new regulations are going to kick in, so there's probably stricter controls at the border. However, the car will definitely arrive in the next 20 minutes, so there's only a few more minutes to wait. So stay tuned and keep watching. So fast forward a few minutes, you can see in the background the car is already arriving. So I'm very pleased about that. So we're going to find a nice parking space here to unload the car. We have a lot of space right now, so there's only one thing left: preparing the off-ramp, and then I'm going to take the car down. Enjoy! So that's a touchdown. The car is finally on its home turf again. I am very pleased. Although there was this slight delay, I am very happy that the car is finally here. At least it was daylight, so you were able to see what's been happening. And yeah, first of all, or most of all, I want to thank Mariusz, who's been so kind to me in the last few years. And he's been driving my cars up and from Poland very efficiently, very quickly, and I never had to worry about anything. So a big thanks to you. Looking forward to doing business with you in the future as well, possibly in summer of 2021. So basically there's a few things that I have to unpack now. So it's back to you, Alex. Well, I guess thank you me. Let me start with the gearbox. Shortly before the car had to go to Poland, or literally just a few days before, I was suddenly unable to put in the gears of the car. Luckily, this turned out to be a minor problem that I was able to handle myself. To the left of me you can see two pictures of how it's supposed to look. The picture above, or in the top left corner, is the one how it's supposed to look, and the one in the bottom left is how it looked with this car. So basically I was missing a nut at the end of the screw that holds the clutch cable, and therefore I was unable to put any pressure on the pedal, because applying pressure to it made it fall through. So as I said, this was luckily a minor problem that I was able to solve myself, and afterwards I was able to put in all the gears again. So everything seemed to be in order. However, in order to avoid future possible problems with the gearbox, I had it thoroughly checked, and I was very pleased to hear from the mechanic that the gearbox didn't take any more damage. So let's continue with the electric system of the car. This has unfortunately been a problem for some time, and majorly with the starter of the car. It hasn't been working properly for a good amount of time, and although I had a new starter installed a few months ago, the problem obviously couldn't been solved. Other signs of a possible fault in the electric system were that the headlights were dimming while listening to the radio, or the wipers would operate very, very slowly while listening to it as well. So maybe the error in the electric system didn't have to do anything with the system itself, but the radio. As the wiring of the car is as old as the car itself, and back then those particular cars weren't equipped with a CD player or any radio for that matter, depending on the specification. So maybe the radio was drawing too much power from the battery, and therefore the lights would dim or the wipers operate slowly. So if the problem still persists, I will remove the radio altogether. Finally, let's talk about the engine of the car. As I have mentioned once or twice before, I had the original engine removed from the car in July of 2017. Back then it had a little over 80,000 kilometers on the clock, so it was time for some reconditioning. Unfortunately, back then I didn't have enough time to wait for the entire reconditioning process to take place. However, I managed to buy an entire new engine off the internet. It was an older model with slightly less power, but it has served me well over the last 2 years. However, now it was time to switch it back. And in one of my previous videos that you can click on right up here, I was mentioning that I want the engine cover painted black because the car seemed already a little bit too orangey. Unfortunately, I forgot to mention this to the mechanic, which is why the engine cover is still black. Orange, sorry for that. However, it is a problem that I can live with, because the most important thing is that the engine is back in the car. Apart from those three things, the mechanic was able to locate a few minor problems with the car that he has taken care of as well. This is very good news, because the technical inspection for this car is coming up as well in November, so I expect the car to pass it flawlessly. If it won't, I will be very, very disappointed indeed. So before closing off this video, it is late October. November is coming very, very quickly, and this is basically my summer car. I don't know how many possibilities until the end of the year I will have to record new footage. I definitely plan on recording the technical inspection as good as possible, but apart from that, it is quite uncertain at this point. However, I will use every possible opportunity, and other than that, I have my green car that doesn't depend on the weather, so hopefully there will be some footage there. But that would be it for this video. Thank you again for watching. Hit that like button if you like what I'm doing. Hit the dislike button if you don't. Every feedback is welcome. Share this video with your friends, family, and everyone who's into old timers or maybe Fiat 126Ps. And don't forget to comment, and I'll be seeing you as soon as possible. Bye bye.